people to fill those shoes.
Wake, a signature win in Durham earlier this year, and a service error opens set one here in Winston-Salem.
That has been a storyline for Duke. Blue Devils trying to serve aggressive. They want to get quick points like that, get teams out of system, but you get that downfall when you pick up some errors.
There's Emma Farrell, the stalwart back row player. She had 22 digs in that first matchup. There's a kill for Duke on the right side early. Olivia Wayne, the freshman who's come on the last 3 weeks, very impressive here for Duke.
Yeah, recently gaining confidence, right? Coach Jolene Nagel telling us this week that Olivia Wayne has had some self-doubt this season, has pushed through that and getting more comfortable and more aggressive, as you see early on.
The Dallas, Texas native with her first point. There's a tough overpass that gets freed from Charlotte Glass, the one setter in this Duke attack. Whitekettle is roofed. Good hands. That's Taylor Williams, the sophomore outside.
Williams, known for her offensive presence, but able to come up with a big block there against a powerful arm in Whitekettle.
An early challenge from Jeff Holzmeyer, the first-year coach at Wake, who, with this final week, Amanda, has an opportunity. It'd be the first time in 15 years Wake had a 500 or better record in the league. There's a lot on the line here for Wake Forest.
And he's already done so much with this group as well, as far as those milestones. Earlier this year, they won 3 true road matches for the first time since 2010. They also were able to beat Duke at Cameron for the first time since 2012. So they're already taking these steps in the right direction, watching that evolution.
Keeping an eye on the challenger of the setter of Duke.
Charlotte Glass.
And from the back row, if her hand goes over the tape or over the top of the net, that would be a back row play. So here's the ruling from D. Batchelor. It is a Wake point. That call's overturned. Oh, hold on. Nope, just kidding. It is Duke's point.
She faked this out.
Record-wise, but you couldn't tell by the resolve of this Duke team.
Yeah, Coach Nagel is speaking so highly of how, yeah, you might be disappointed, but they just move on.
Patricia Legita tools the block and a point for Wake Forest. But if you're Jolene Nagel, a roster with 10 underclassmen, largely a freshman offense, but graduated so much with Carrie Keefe and company a year ago. And she has loved the communication and leadership of this young group.
Oh, yeah, the morale, you know, we ask her, hey, Coach, how's morale? She goes, honestly, if you can believe it, it's high. We are just powering through this. They battle, they fight. Resiliency is very high for the Blue Devils. That's something Coach Nagel has so much experience with.
Duke won double-digit ACC games just 2 years ago. Kind of shows how quickly you can rebound or even try to recover. And there's a kill for Taylor Williams, who's a big part of that, out of Mountain View, California. We noted the Duke youth, Olivia Wayne, who just entered the lineup at the start of November. Legita gets a net touch from Duke, and 2 quick points for Patricia Legita.
Legita, one of those players that had to have a crash course in the preseason, didn't get here until August, but she has gotten up to speed quickly.
And not just quickly, it's 3 straight double-doubles. She's become the lead cog in this offense.
Yeah, and she's made a big impact career-wise, right? Reaching 100 or 800 kills against Virginia. She's making a big impact, solidifying herself in the books for Wake Forest.
Now Jolene Nagel discussing with her middles, always coaching the ABCs of these two that have decades plus of experience in the league. For Holzmeyer, of course, that was at Florida State for a decade. For Nagel, 4 conference championships. The serve pulls Charlotte Glass off the 10-foot line. And now Paige Crawford's first swing. We know to Crawford, top 5 in career kills at Wake, and even higher among the rally scoring era. There's Crawford again with a quick point.
That's what's so special about her, though. It's not just the big rip. Paige Crawford has such a high volleyball IQ when it comes to that placement. The roll shot didn't work before. This roll shot working well this time. A nice soft touch high up and over the block.
The Wimberley, Texas native. And Holzmeyer noted the offense hasn't been perfect in the win streak, but they've been really scrappy on the defensive end, winning 5 of 6. Ryan Baker, the fellow senior, goes middle. Good tip and a free ball. That goes out of play. All even at 4 here in the first set. We noted with Coach Holzmeyer getting to 8 wins.
That Coach Holzmeyer was like, yep, I'm on board with that as well.
You know, things shift when it's an expectation conversation. Not just, hey, we want to win, but hey, we need to beat Team X, Team Y. They went 1-1 in the Virginias last week as Ashby Zubcevic hits it in the net.
Well, and that's been a learning curve, right? Not just being the underdog anymore, but expected to win matches. That's an evolution of something that they've been working through this season.
So now Williams, the Mississippi State transfer, has become a real weapon in the middle. Over a kill and a half a set. Here's an overball. And a fellow middle, Khalees Hawkins, big swing. Ryan Baker works in system and tools that block. So Baker's now over 25 career assists. They honored her pre-match. There's a lot of confidence in this center.
Oh yeah, Ryan Baker, I mean, they call the setters the quarterbacks of these offenses for a reason. Being a facilitator, having that connection with new hitters and old hitters. She does a nice job of running that offense.
Avery Carlson of SMU may win setter of the year in this league. She's electric, but Wake's two-setter attack, they've been efficient this year. Holzmeyer loves their vibe as they play off each other so well. Crawford takes a swing from the back row. Good dump, and Baker's all over it. Nice effort from Lalaji. And that time it hits the floor for Duke. That's Ngozi Elo, one of the rare veterans at a Peachtree City, Georgia.
I know we're talking about these freshmen and sophomores that carry big loads for the Blue Devils, but Elo does just that. Not only her experience being a senior, but also being able to pick up the slack defensively with the big blocks, but now getting involved offensively. A good sign for Duke early on tonight.
Elo in November has had to play all 6 rotations. Big adjustment for the longtime middle. Good set by Baker. Zubcevic through the block, and Duke has tied it at 6. There's a lot of momentum with Ashby Zubcevic. She's 15, 16 kills a match, playing really good down the stretch.
She's had success against Wake Forest earlier this season. We talked about that season high 21 kills, part of back-to-back matches where she had 21 kills, the other one coming against NC State.
Elo with one of the more unique float serves you see in the conference. Nagel said it's packing all that strength into a soft floater. It's so unique. Crawford goes middle of the court, scooped up by Tomlik. Now outside Zubcevic, good save. A busy first set for Drew Lalaji in the back row, the Atlanta native. Crawford unloads, there's Tomlak. Another swing, Crawford all over it.
Talk about Crawford's consistency, and that bleeds into every rally, every play, staying on top of it. First swing, dug up, Crawford ready to reload, gets up, drills it back down.
Over 1,300 career kills for Crawford. She knows how to put balls away. And the second setter in the offense, Becca Bellows, now in to serve. Riley Whitekettle has joined in the front. That's off her hands, point Duke.
An element to Zubcevic's game that she's been able to grow on. Being a freshman, coming from high school, kind of every powerful swing you have can just find its way through the block, but collegiately, you have to work around that block, and Zubcevic has found different ways to do that.
Her best matches have been against teams in this state, Carolina, Duke, and Wake Forest. As Whitekettle tools the middle, so Riley Whitekettle, her first point, the New Mexico State transfer. And that's one of the pieces that returns for Wake next year. Could be a big arm on the outside.
It's a great sign. When recruiting her and bringing her in, Coach Holzmeyer said that she brings a new level of physicality to Wake Forest. Has had that physicality back in that arm. Great sign for Wake Forest.
There's the super senior Crawford on serve. Her final home match today. Farrell on the set. Legita with a deke. Well, that swing came out of nowhere for the point.
Legita doing a nice job of disguising what her action was going to be. She has a nice wind-up. Taking a look, she might rip it down, but no, just a gentle touch, pushes that ball, tips right over the block. A nice disguise.
The old beach volleyball shot had the whole defense fooled. That hits the tape, and Crawford saves it. Now Legita unloads, back corner. There's a lot of tools in her toolbox. Remember, Legita's a junior as well out of Chicago State, so you think about who's coming back for Wake. on paper, there are some big options on the outside. Crawford with an ace, and it's a 4-point Duke swing.
Crawford has been so aggressive from that service line all season long. 23 aces now for her senior campaign, just hitting that deep back corner. What a shot.
Yeah, we get enamored with the kill numbers. Crawford's one of the better servers in Wake history as well. There's a dig for Crawford. That's going to be a tricky return. Nice save. And Zubcevic off the tape. Legita unloads, ricochet. There is no quit in these programs in the final week of the season. Hawkins clears it. Nice kill from Olivia Wayne on the right.
Well, shout out to Charlotte Glass for extending that rally, just taking shot after shot from Legita in right back. Both these teams, though, these are two of the best liberos in the ACC when it comes to that dig count, the digs per set, but both these teams like to battle it out.
That matchup of Farrell and then back and forth with Godschel. Those are two elite back row players. And Zubcevic will sub out in this rotation. Lauren Ingram, the Dallas native who's been excellent the last month, comes in defensively. Coach Nagel's so big on Ingram in our call. She has the perfect preparation, teaches our young players so much. Like Wayne, who hits it off the tape. Wake gets the point. It never went over the net. And here's Emma Farrell. Two-time All-ACC. You'd imagine, hopefully she gets on a list next week for All-Conference. But one of the better defensive players in the league. Williams unloads, and that goes out of play. Point Duke. There's Mylan Godschel, who's third in digs. Farrell's second in the league. These two go back and forth every week, and a better ace to partner.
Godschel, just a sophomore, though, being able to set a nice high ceiling for herself, having these numbers early, and she is known for this serve as well, being very aggressive from behind that line and consistent.
Whitekettle from the 10-foot line's dug out. This is Williams. Taylor touches hands, and Duke with 3 straight points. That was an area for Jolene Nagel, the resolve of a team with 2 conference wins. They've been very impressive despite the record.
And it's something that we don't see either, that Coach Nagel was talking about, the way they approach practice. The conversations are still positive. There's no drop-off when it comes to how much they want to win.
She said, despite our record, our team still cracks jokes between practice. We have fun. A tip for Legita, who now has 5 kills.
It's interesting, because that's what Coach Holzmeyer said, too, when it comes down to these tough stretches. You have to remind yourself that we like playing volleyball, right? Volleyball is fun. We love this sport. Let's not let the losses get in the way of that.
Wake on this end, they played some solid volleyball down the stretch. 4-2 in this last month. Wayne is dug out by Farrell. Nothing new for her. Crawford from the back. Elo's roofed. That'll send us to a timeout. Good hands from Sanaa Williams. So we'll step aside early in this first set. Wake, a defensive show early. We'll be right back with the rest of the first. The Seminoles, it may be overlooked, but it's an important set win. Late in this first set, all Wake Forest recently, until that kill is punched to the floor.
Olivia Wayne now with 3 kills. We talked about her addition to the lineup these past couple of weeks, and this is why, building that confidence and aggression. It's hard to get one by Emma Farrell.
Wayne has been a huge star here in November for Duke. Legita, that's a lift. Point Wake Forest. How about Patricia Legita? 6 kills on 10 swings.
Yeah, Coach Holzmeyer telling us that he didn't know how tough she could be. He knew how good she was going to be, but not physically very tough. And the way she's approached the game this year has really surprised Coach Holzmeyer.
She was an honorable mention All-American at Chicago State. And he said, hey, that challenge of going from one level in the NEC to the ACC, but he's been very impressed the last month.
But she's also got that bridge. You know, she played for the Poland's national team as well, so she has, you know, experience competing at a high level.
With the Olympics looming in Los Angeles. Crawford swing dug out. First swings for Sadie Peck, and that hits the floor. So Wake 6 points from the set. Peck had double-figure kills Sunday in the 4-set loss to Virginia that ended the 3-match win streak. Wake looked like world beaters in the first set. And then the final 3 sets, the offense struggled, and Holzmeyer noted that. We got to finish strong. Yeah, they hit 400 in the first set and then ended the match around 0 hit percentage total. It was an up and down kind of day.
I think you find that consistency with youth and also new pieces, but you'd like to think towards the end of your season you have those kinks ironed out.
Here's Taylor Williams. Baker in system. Ooh, risky pass from Elo. Wake getting everything they want offensively in this first set. Great swing to the back corner. There's Zubcevic, the La Cañada product.
This Duke offense is in system, and they can have a quick set like that, especially feeding one of your most powerful and consistent hitters in Zubcevic. They have a great result. I think something that Coach Nagel talked to us about is that first contact, right, or just making sure they get in rhythm.
There's a lot of responsibility on Ashby's shoulders this year. And the freshman stepped up. There's a dump. Look at Farrell getting all over it. Her 5th dig. Zubcevic again. And a roof. Good hands from Williams at the net.
2 blocks for Sanaa Williams. She has been elite when it comes to covering the top of the tape. Not only the way that she tracks the ball in the movement, but her timing and crunch and press over that net.
This is actually a Duke point now.
If there was a net violation.
I didn't see that initially. So now it's 19-15 here in the first for Taylor Williams. Hitting error for Sadie Peck, and now a timeout for Wake Forest. We got Turkey tomorrow to break things up.
That's true.
And then the volleyball regular season concludes on Sunday with selection show and then the race to the Final Four. Kansas City, a little farther away than usual, but you never know. ACC sent a team to the Final Four in 5 straight years. Pitt looks as good as ever. Louisville right there. But Stanford in first place as we enter this last week. A 3-point Duke run. Zubcevic is tipped, and that goes out of play.
Another big block on that right side. This one not followed up by a net violation, though, as Wake Forest is able to shut down the play. These two in sync with Peck and Williams closing down on that pin, ready for Zubcevic.
To your point, no net touch there. Williams, who came out excellent, 10 blocks against Florida State, one of the early home matches in the league. Now Khalees Hawkins in the front, the freshman middle. There's a dump. Oh, Baker putting on a show in her final home match.
Make that 10 kills for Ryan Baker this season. Likes to get the job done in her final home match.
Be a one-woman wrecking crew. She's over 6 points a set, which is hard to fathom.
And she does it in so many different ways, it's crazy.
Miami will be at Carolina this weekend. That's a top 25 battle. Here on the other side of the Big Four, it's Duke and Wake for the second time. Overpass, and Duke's 3 points in the set.
Wake Forest will make you pay for that overpass with their size and athleticism at the net. That time it's Hawkins and Peck up top closing out.
Glass goes outside. Look at this effort. Williams saves it. All started from Lalaji. Now Duke system. Zubcevic roofed. It's Wake, 2 points from the set.
Demon Deacons backing up their offense with that defense, the hustle play to get that ball over, keep that rally alive, and shut it back down.
After a Duke 4-point run, Wake with a run of their own. That matchup in Durham, it was 3 sets, all within a set point. Very competitive. 2 months later, Wake's taking control. And there is a touch, so point for Ashby Zubcevic. The freshman had a fun glance at our lead referee, Kevin Wendell. BCC, I told you. I knew I got a contact there. Coach Nagel noted it's the quiet confidence of Zubcevic that makes her special. Peck 1v1. And Ashby into the roof. Wow, what a first set for the Wake blocking.
4 blocks now for the Demon Deacons, and it's really been held up by the middles, being able to close in and close out. That one just all Hawkins right there, the freshman closing down. 6'3", high hands.
Good stuff block. Here's set point. And that's in. Great service from Becca Bellows. And Wake dominates here in the first. We'll step aside. So Emma Farrell on her final home match, one of the better defensive players in Wake career history. Good serve to start the set. Now she'll set up Riley Whitekettle. Good block at the net. There's Williams again with the roof.
Williams, one of those players that Coach Holzmeier told us, you know, she's really embraced her bigger role. She's kind of realizing, hey, it is up to me.
Yeah, Williams with another year of eligibility as well. So a middle piece coming back and then 2 arms on the outside. And as both coaches noted, December 7th, that portal opens, the window begins. So you start going Christmas shopping for new players.
I know, I can't imagine that schedule, just the mindset, just, all right, what's next? What's next? What do I have to do? What do I have to think about? That's why I have a coaching staff. It's not just on you.
Duke will make a sub as well. Avery Hamlin, who's been in and out of the lineup, but they love her in that 6'2". She'll come in the front row, the sophomore outside. That stays in for Sanaa Williams, having a great start to this match. That might be the one area Wake has the biggest advantage in terms of the production of their middles.
Yeah, and I think it starts with that first pass too, even being able to set their middles and get into system.
Wake last year graduated the 5-year starter and Olivia Frankie. They went young with the middles, and it's been successful. That stays in play. Wayne with a point. Got hands as well. For Jolene Nagel, a full offseason with this young roster. Zubcevic, who has shown she could play at a high level. And then 2 middle freshmen. There's a lot of potential coming back. Legita on the run. Oh, that stays in. Great shot from Legita.
Just tracking that bump set, somehow just turning her shoulder deep in zone 1. It falls in.
So Legita's shown it's not just power, right? It's the creativity of all these different shots.
So versatile. That's what makes her so dangerous. The defense doesn't even know how to read her.
And as the versatility's picked up, the production's followed suit for the first-year transfer. Good hands of the net. And a joust goes back to Legita. Crawford through the block. That's out of bounds. Our lead referee overruling the line judge. Point Wake Forest.
I think Duke's asking for touch.
So Jolie Nagel using a challenge.
Taylor Williams pointing at her eyes, saying, I think I saw that. Tied up the game with that one.
So Drew Lalaji subs in defensively for Wake. Olivia Wayne back to serve. Wake has been in system this entire match. Peck with a big swing. Godshall again defensively. And that goes into the net.
A great touch for Godshall, but unfortunate that just too tight of a set to be able to track down, especially when you have a towering Wake Forest block up against you.
There's a lot asked of the freshman Ashby Zubcevic. Now Stanford has the luxury of 3 freshmen All-American on the outset, right? They can overcome those young arms. For Duke, there's a lot of swings, high workloaders. Zubcevic again and a net touch on Wake. Uncharacteristic defensive error. Service error, gives it right back. You get a look now what Wake's offense could visualize next year. Becca Bellows, a lone returning setter. There's Duke consistent with Elo, and that shot is long. The Duke with a high error rate early in this match.
Yeah, they're getting great looks. These are great sets they're pushing. Just a matter of coming down with that one clean.
That's the 9th Duke hitting error, so you're basically giving away 4 points a set. Good adjustment by Elo. That was gifted on a table. Good recovery by Godshall. Did you see Farrell come flying on the back of the screen there? And a point for Wake Forest, all thanks to good backline defense.
Well, that was just a great cross between Lulaji and Farrell. Farrell just having her back like that, crossing on that swing.
Not that Lulaji is a true DS, but you sort of see a mirroring future for those two, how they play the position so well. But as Holzmeyer noted, it's impossible to replace Emma Farrell. We can do everything we want. There's even a building on campus called the Farrell Building, not related, but Farrell Hall. And the way Emma Farrell plays defensively, it's going to leave an imprint here in Reynolds Gym.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to talk about replacing her, but you do have to think of the future, right? And Coach Holzmeyer saying it's going to take a couple people to actually put up the production she's done.
And who knows, maybe in a few years there is a statue for Emma Farrell. We'll speak that into existence. Good kill in the middle for Khalees Hawkins.
Hawkins, another one of those freshmen with a bright future. Defensively, top 25 in the ACC when it comes to blocks per set, but she has so many physical tools, according to Coach Holzmeyer, telling us that just a raw player just has all this potential, just needs the guidance.
Williams, great shot down line. Taylor had double-figure kills at Florida State. She's getting more involved here in the second set.
Yeah, she just reached 500 career kills against Miami, as well as she's been able to rack them up. And look at that nice swing. Thumb up play going straight for the line.
Service error for Duke. Williams was asked to move, kind of like most of Duke's roster, from 3 rotations to 6. And that's not an easy thing you just do overnight, but she's found a way to get her rhythm offensively.
Yeah, and she's a veteran sophomore. Like, it doesn't make sense, but she's had so much experience her freshman year, and now building on that in year 2, you could tell she's just grown immensely.
Yeah, when Carrie Keefe graduated, there was a huge hole on the right. Williams has done so much for Duke, and the hands of Wake are taken over.
Sanaa Williams, the Mississippi State transfer, stepping up big, closing down. Look at that, an ACC play. She's averaging 1 block per set. She likes to rack them up.
She had 10 against Florida State, already 3 in this match and counting. That did not hit Wake Forest hands, so here's a 4-point swing for the Demon Deacons. Very methodical start for Wake. They've won 3 of their last 4. And searching for a 9th conference win, which has evaded Wake over the last decade. Good block, Whitekettle. How about these defensive hands of the Deacons?
like Williams says, hey, White Kettle, you can take this one. White Kettle there closing down right next to the antenna. Great shutdown by White Kettle as
no DJ needed when this place is rocking. Wake 7 home wins this year, searching for an 8th. Legita. That block is in. Good hands by Olivia Wayne.
Getting Wayne back involved. We saw some great flashes in set 1 from her, but now the freshman getting involved on that slide, coming on over with the swing and then backs it up with a nice block.
Coach Nagel noted her ability to be aggressive in spots, that we need more of that from Duke. Good hands there for the block. There's an ace. Back-to-back points.
That's a rare serving error, serve-receive error from Paige Crawford. She's one of the best serve-receive outside hitters in the ACC.
That's been a big point of emphasis for Crawford this year. Better on the defensive end. Legita, who keeps flipping her arm and changing every angle of her shot, is dug out that time. Ooh. Hawkins showing off the wingspan. And it hits Wayne going out of bounds. Point Wake.
I love the reaction, not just from the crowd, but from the big blockers, right? Their facial expressions. Sometimes there's a flex that goes with it. A nice play for Wake Forest, adding on block number 7.
Wayne's going to be watching some Keanu Reeves tonight to learn the matrix, how to avoid a ball going out of bounds. Hard to do in real time. And then Wayne tools a block herself. Good response from the freshman. Not as much demonstrative response, yeah.
Right. That all started with a perfect pass from Avery Hamlin, though, to be able to put that set. Charlotte Glass not even have to moving at all against that net to be able to set up that back set for the swing.
Wayne was a recruited middle blocker, and they've taught her more of that right side roll. She's done a nice job. There's Wayne getting hands on it, and it's cleared. And Gazi Elo beats the hands. Duke with 3 of the last 4 points.
When you can get Elo involved, you know you've got a good thing going for Duke, being able to get that power going. We've seen her take some nice rips this afternoon, but now she's finding that consistency.
Yeah, Duke, bottom of the league in getting their middles involved. So difficult to score back there. It's been very pin heavy this year, including Williams from the back, who hits one out of bounds.
I asked Coach Nagel this week about how, you know, when you're watching your team and you're saying they're playing some of their better volleyball, what are those things that you're seeing that is considered better volleyball for you? And she's like, it starts with the serve and pass, right? She's like, every coach says that, but it's so important having that first contact. Then she's also looking at blocking. How are you reading the opposing offense? And that's something Duke's going to have to do this afternoon.
Yeah, especially with the blocking of Wake early. There's a good response by Wayne from the right side. Well, you see the pieces of what makes this Duke team dangerous.
Yeah, they just have these spurts of crazy play, right? Look at this aggression from Olivia Wayne, the freshman, who has not had consistent play time this season, but her number's called and she's seizing the moment.
Wake leaning on its young arms. There's Hawkins with another point, pardon me, Williams with another point. Hawkins will sub in for her. Now Williams with a 4-point lead on service. Charlotte Glass setting it up. That's in. Elo to the back row. It's not always these powerful swings from Ngazi Elo, but she knows where to put it.
You just got to find open court, and that's one of those rare rotations where Emma Farrell is not back there to cover everything. So Elo doing a nice job of taking advantage.
And Farrell with a quiet 4 digs, and I say that by her standards.
Right.
There's Farrell all over the floor. Said, don't sleep on me yet. Final home match. And that goes out of bounds. Point Wake, all because of Farrell's defense.
Her coverage is so impressive for this Wake Forest team. She's so small. Somehow she's just like in the way, but not in the way at all, and just in the right spot. Nice left-handed reach, just stretches out for that ball.
A lot will be missed from this Wake senior class. Maybe no more than Emma Farrell's coverage all over the court. One of the better liberos in the league, and that tools the block. Williams with another kill.
Taylor Williams continuing to try to work around that block, and sometimes you don't work around it, you work through it, trying to find that split, and she succeeds.
Duke is almost the exact reverse of what Wake was 3 years ago, right? A lineup full of freshmen and sophomores. You see what Duke can be in the next couple years. Oh, that goes over. Legita, technically, a kill.
A bump kill. That one is just like your depth perception was off, right? Didn't see that one coming over. And also Becca Bellows looking like she was going up to set that as well, I think threw Duke off.
Legita has found every different way to score today. I wouldn't be surprised that it's added to her rotation. Much more traditional set. And then Legita does that. Tough return. White Kettles, big arms get to that one. So Wake's got 8 blocks as a team.
They have been able to track, read, and time it so well. It helps when Duke is out of system. You've got these high bump sets that you're able to track and get up on. Williams having trouble pushing her way past it.
That snaps a 3-point Wake Forest run. And we told you about Zubcevic eating rotations, eating reps. Well, Charlotte Glass has done just that. First-year starting setter, has played every second. There's a lot of responsibility on Glass's young setting arms. Good dump. Glass can't get to that one. Another dump kill for Wake. Let's see if Bellows talks some smack to Baker. Yeah, she clapped her hands there. We saw that. Say, no, that's how you do it.
Yeah, we talked about the libero battles, right? These two elite liberos in the ACC, but now we've got setters going shot for shot.
That's into the net. Wake's 5 points from the set. This is what Holzmeyer noted as well. Timeout.
Mac and cheese.
Ooh, that tastes good.
That's a good one. I do like a sweet potato.
Oh, the green bean stuff, too, are really good.
No.
Oh, you're not a greens fan?
Whoever likes the green bean stuff, not it.
Hey, everyone's got their plate. We can fill it any way we want.
Woo!
Good kill on the slide. Our production staff asked about breadcrumbs on it. Does that change the game? With the mac and cheese and the breadcrumbs, do you go for that?
Yeah. A little crunch. A little crunch. Yeah, anything with mac and cheese. Come on.
Deep fried marshmallows are always good too.
What?
Put it on top of the yams.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, put the marshmallows on the yams.
I need to
fry
add that. Sweet on sweet.
Very crunchy, very sweet. That's what Feast Week's all about. Into volleyball and some good food. And some basketball, I guess. There's a kill for Legita down line. Wake's in total control here in set 2.
I feel like it's been a battle between Legita and Charlotte Glass. They're just going at each other. Legita's going at Charlotte Glass. They're on that line, being able to read that defense so well. 9 kills for Legita, hitting .412.
Those are some elite numbers today for Legita, who is, we told you, 3 straight double-doubles. It's playing great at the right time. Wake back in system. Nice save, Williams. That's cleared. Baker's got options. Did you see Legita there just hanging on, and that's cleared in play. Wayne got it started, and Williams terminates. Well, good play on both ends.
I have no doubt Legita probably could have finished that rally, but way to diversify this attack, bringing Williams in play. What a hustle play, though, from the Blue Devils, but it's Wake Forest that capitalizes on the rally, setting up Williams for the strike.
A service error gives it back to Duke. It shows you what's in the mind of Legita, right? The understanding of where to hit, when to change speeds. For a first-year transfer, she's really impressed people down the stretch.
It's that, like, in-air decision-making, right? While you're levitating, you're having all these different factors in your head. Such high volleyball IQ.
There's an ace for Duke. It's a 5-point difference here in the second. Legita, one of the key returners coming back for Wake next year. She'll be a senior. And it shows you why she led the country in kills per set a year ago, almost 5 kills at Chicago State.
And with Chicago State, she helped lead that team to its most wins in program history. So she's used to coming to a program where she wants to build that winning mentality, and that's something Coach Holzmeyer is all about.
Chicago State in the trivia questions in the Northeast Conference for volleyball. They're kind of all over the place in the WAC for other sports, but they won the league title last year, played Louisville in the tournament. Joust at the net. Baker takes cover. Look at Farrell just circling around, getting her laps in on the court. Legita the dig. Who can terminate? Wayne does just that. Nice ball to the far corner.
Olivia Wayne has some pop to her swing right now. It's that confidence, it's that aggression, something Coach Nagel said she has been working on this season, stepping up in the moment, having more play time, seeing a lot more action, getting those reps.
Hey, here's Wayne hitting 300. It is set point now for Wake. That's a good sign if you're Duke, finding production from the freshmen. And Sanaa Williams can put this set away from the service line. All Wake Forest here through 2 sets. Oh, confusion. And a nice block for a point. Duke hangs around in the second. It's on the service arm of Avery Hamlin, the Austin, Texas native. Nearly an ace. Crawford recovers. All of a sudden, Duke taking advantage. Bad communication by Wake. Timeout, Jeff Holzmeyer. Back-to-back set points fought off by Duke. And Hamlin's turn again from the service line. Crawford. Misses hands. There's 3 straight. Even Joe Christie, the PA announcer, noted it one more time. It's been one of those sets that Wake's been right on the doorstep. Peck is blocked. Williams, the hands.
This is something Williams has added to her game.
I'll find him later. Set point for the 5th time here in the second. Crawford. That time she terminates and wakes up 2 sets early in their final home match. Well, it took a minute.
Yeah, she's got a lot of different opportunities to do so, right? You got to feed the hot hand.
So we start the 3rd set here in Winston. Riley Whitekettle misses wide out of the timeout. Since Whitekettle has dyed her hair red, Wake has won 4 of their last 6 matches. I don't know if there's anything to that, but yeah, she switched the hair mid-season, and Wake's playing a lot better. Legita puts another kill away, her 10th.
Legita, just so much power in that arm. Farrell just giving a nice pass on point to have a nice set. Just a beautiful sequence of volleyball.
That's what you love to see from both programs late in the year. Clean volleyball, playing fresh, ending the year on win streaks, or at least playing good offense. Because Wake, in the last 5 years, their record has not been great at the end of November. They're playing a lot better here down the stretch. Legita again.
Duke just doesn't know how to read her right now, and Legita is doing such a nice job of her approach. Looks the same as those last-minute decisions to tip, just reading that block, finding open court.
I mean, she's rocking Gene Simmons tongue wags, like every bit of celebration, all the different angles of her shots. I bet the ball's going right back to Legita here. Well, that's why I don't coach. Good tip in the middle from Duke. Williams tools the block, and Duke evens the set.
That's going to be a way for Duke to find points, right? They've been shut down at the net, but now it's try to use that block to your advantage. Coach Nagel's talked a lot about taking advantage of that upper edge of the block off the high hands or being able to wipe it.
A little more relief for Zubcevic, too. Williams taking some heavy swings. But you see that over-the-shoulder tap from Legita. Big hands, White Kettle. Gotchel all over it. Zubcevic testing Legita. Great pancake, that's up. White Kettle touches. Wayne dug out. Longest rally of the match. Wayne, Farrell to the floor, point Duke.
The pancake kept this rally alive. Charlotte Glass in right back. That's what you have to do is in the 5-1, your setter has to play elite defense. Charlotte Glass being able to get there, get that ball up.
Wake using its final challenge. They think the ball hit the floor on that pancake. So we'll watch it again, and this could be crucial if Wake loses this. Would it be their last challenge? But here's the review.
We'll take another look. Glass going down. Ooh.
Yeah, that looks,
Yep.
as you slow that down. Call is on the floor. So Wake retains its challenge. That's like when you flip a pancake too early and all the liquid just spills out, and then half the pancake's full and half of it's not great.
The worst.
That's why those hotel waffle makers are great. You just pour it in the machine and flip it.
I'm getting kind of hungry. Talk about Thanksgiving, now we're talking
Saves
about
the trouble.
breakfast.
I do mine more like Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Pancakes with the
really?
ears on top. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
That's the way I eat them. With bananas and strawberries mixed in the middle.
Oh, wow.
Someone didn't eat lunch today, and that's probably me. So Wake regains the lead early in this set, and a hitting error for Duke is overruled by our lead referee. There was a tip. Lakita saying, I didn't touch it. Oh, man, is Wake going to challenge back-to-back points? Holzmeyer going to his staff and saying, yeah, we're going to challenge this.
Relentless.
Tina Riedling, his top assistant, gave him the assist. So let's take a look. Call on the court was it did touch Duke, or sorry, did touch Wake, and that's doesn't look very clear on that one.
Looks like it's right on over the block.
But Kevin Wendelby heard or saw something and noted that was a touch.
He's got a pretty good view.
I think this review will be fast, but I've said that many times before. So when does your Christmas decorations go up? Are you?
They're already up.
Oh, they're already up.
Yeah, are you
well,
kidding
that makes
me?
two of us.
Really?
I think we're in the minority. But
I love it. Do you do a real Christmas tree or a fake one?
Fake.
Yeah, more convenient.
We actually have 3 Christmas trees in the house. That's why we have fake.
I'm jealous.
No touch at the net. Jeff Holzmeyer looking to deliver the gift of Wake's best season in 15 years. That year they swept Duke in 2010. It'd be their first sweep of Duke in 2 matchups in that 15-year span. We'll add it to the list of coaches' challenges records. Wake's 2 for 2, Duke's 1 for 1. And an easy kill in the middle for Brianna Goss, who went on the court, is a specimen at the net.
Yeah, the sophomore, 6-foot middle. She can have a presence. It's just we've seen it in a couple flashes, right? And that inconsistency stemming from the youth that Coach Nagel has talked to us about. But Coach Nagel about Goss saying she works her tail off. She's disciplined. She's patient. That's what leads to her elite blocking and now adding that offense.
Yeah, she had 5 blocks against Florida State. Big part of that set win. As Wayne unloads. Legita tiptoes around the net. Nice save by Baker. Her inner Emma Farrell. And then Williams tips it. Peck, another touch. There are no easy swings for Duke. Godshall, nice dig. This is defense on high display. A dump, Godshall again. Nice clearance. Middle. Williams tipped. Legita. Too many touches. How about that defense?
Left back versus left back. These two liberos just everywhere. Great defense. We told you, right? These are two of the best liberos in the ACC when it comes to that dig count, digs per set, and that is why they cover so much and they anticipate so well.
Peck looks for hands, misses. Duke its first lead of the set. And momentum points. You know, for this Duke program, not only just finishing the year strong, but they won their first set in 3 weeks against Virginia Tech last week. They played better in the last 3 matches. Duke had the murderer's row of 5 strength ranked matchups. Lost all 5 in straight sets. Taking advantage of some Wake miscommunication.
It was a matter of who was playing cleaner volleyball to start these first couple of sets, and now Duke being able to do just that.
And here's the star back row player, Malin Godshall, who gives it right back. That's been an area for Duke. High service errors all year long, which when your record is what it is, you have to be aggressive and find ways to score.
Yeah, Coach Nagel being pretty transparent with us earlier this season, just about not really worried about the errors. We just want to serve extremely aggressive, and they have some elite service weapons.
Good serve, Legita. Wow, that did not touch a Wake player. Elo almost stole a point. And will Duke challenge this? Yep, Jolene will. Okay, she's actually confirming something here first. And now the challenge of a touch. Nagel, the second longest tenured coach in the league behind Chris Poole.
Elo up against Williams.
Well, based on that angle, it's whether Williams touched it. Legita did avoid that ball. How about that? 38 years of coaching for Jolene, 717 wins. Her and Chris Poole, 2 elite veterans in the sport.
Well, that's why it's so interesting to talk to her about this year's group, because it's been a while before she's really experienced something like this, and she said it has been hard, but she said because of a culture they built in the spring, in the off season, they've been able to handle some of this disappointment, some of the losses, some of the frustration so much better because of the foundation they've set with these young players, and then a couple returners coming back to help solidify things.
The entire roster returns for Duke next year, and who knows what else is coming with the freshman class.
And you had 9 returners for this year, which sounds like a great number, but a lot of those returners were freshmen, right? So you're still dealing with that youth, but you have a lot of players that played, you know, key minutes, key sets, key matches last year.
You know, the longer this challenge goes, the more you wonder will it be overturned. There was no touch, the initial call.
Yeah, Legita avoided it in that back row, but Williams up for the block. I think is what they're probably looking at.
Here's the ruling from D. Batchelor. Call stands. I argue in the offseason there should be a review clock, and if the call can't be made in, let's say, 2 minutes, the call stands.
Right.
So each coach has lost a challenge, but they're both 2 for 3. That's good numbers. And the star of today's match, Patricia Legita, back to serve. That'll stay out of play, so Wake earns the point.
Duke trying to get Olivia Wayne back involved. They've seen some great things from her, but now it's just trying to play consistent.
Very short serve from Legita. Patricia will sub out with the back row. One of the few things Legita has not excelled in today is from the service line, so she'll exit. And Duke, that's kind of been the story of Duke this year. Get on big runs and then service errors end those runs.
It really hurts not only your scoring run, but momentum, right? Right when you feel like you got the ball back, you have possession, let's go on a run, and kind of squash that momentum.
Gazielo with a big swing. There's Paige Crawford. You're a fan of good libero defense. He came to the right place. And good blocking by Elo with the roof.
Coach Nagel talked about Elo's strength when it comes to her swing. Even when she sets it, she can have that power. But this time she uses that power to deflect some power there. Nice timing. Gets the hand just right over the net. Not too much high on that block, but high enough.
It's become harder for these teams to score in set 3. Peck gets a hand on it, whacks one, and that's in. Charlotte Glass, the setter, with a roof. That's 4 errors for Wake in this set alone. Baker has to lift one, and then Peck puts that away. Creative set from Ryan Baker.
Baker doing a nice job of getting her hitter in the right spot. Ryan Baker, the senior we talked about. Last home match for Ryan Baker, taking full advantage. The skills on display, getting Peck in position.
Her fellow setter now in, and a service error gives it back. And you can tell not the cleanest volleyball from Wake in this 3rd set.
I think that's credit to Duke's fight. They're battling back now, extending these rallies.
Crawford tools the hands, and that's where she's been special in her 4-year career.
Yeah, slow start for her this afternoon, but they'll go to her when they need something because she can make something happen. That power just bursting through the block.
The all-freshman team member 3 years ago, Crawford ending her campaign strong, nearing 1,400 career kills. She has a chance to hit that mark on Saturday. There's a good kill for Legita, who's just getting started. 12 for Legita today.
Just when I thought Duke was sizing up Legita a little bit better, she strikes back with a big one.
Williams beats the double block of Wake. And you see the potential here of Taylor Williams, who just hit 900 career kills last week in that loss to Florida State.
Talk about that growth from her freshman to sophomore year. Coach Nagel says everything you want in a player when it comes to that elevation, Williams has done.
Hawkins came flying in. Good return by Glass. Legita into the tape. And Duke holding control early in this 3rd set. Wake in this win streak has not really put a team away in straight sets. There's been multiple 4-set wins. Which I think will say a lot about Wake if they can find a way to put away this sweep and finish the homestand on a nice note. Another multi-year captain, Farrell on serve. Oh, Legita off her knuckles. Hits it out of play.
A little too much sauce on that one, but again, she's just trying to have some creativity in her attack.
Yeah, Coach Holzmeyer just said slow down, right? She's been so creative in the air, almost sped up a little too much there. White does just that and tools the block. Back and forth here in the third.
Wake trying to be less one-dimensional, right? Bring in your right side. Have a different look against this Duke block.
Since Whitekettle's returned from a back injury here in the conference, she's been a nice tertiary piece.
And she's battled injuries her whole career. For her to just keep battling, and we talked about coming back another year to cap it off.
And missed a whole year due to injury. And here's Olivia Murphy, the fourth and final senior, getting her first point.
Talk about someone who's also battled injury as well.
The redshirt junior will most likely end her career today medically, but putting on a little show here in the third set. Now Murphy with a tip, one of the senior veterans defensively. Duke having some trouble on this return. Zubcevic into Murphy's hands. Oh, who hit the net? Somebody did. Yeah, Wake hit the net, so Duke point.
Both teams have struggled to get their offense going. Zeros across the board when it comes to that hitting percentage.
And that service error will send us to a timeout. Wake the 1-point lead here in the third. It's senior day in Winston-Salem. Cal's hosting Boston College today, flying to Durham on Thanksgiving, flying back the night of Black Friday. That sounds like a travel nightmare.
I can't imagine. And to play volleyball, right? You got to perform and close out the season strong.
I hope they have TSA pre-check.
Yeah.
Emma Farrell comes into bump set, her senior co-captain. Oh, that's up towards her cam up there. Hello. I'd love to see that angle. Point Wake.
Gottschall in the right spot, right? But Paige Crawford has so much power.
Well, here we go, Amanda.
Look at this. Big swing. Ricochet, that ball coming right at us.
The fans in the Ace Club have to be on their toes up there. I guess the ball can find you. Zubcevic to the back row. Crawford did not get hands, but Paige is claiming she did. That would be the final Wake challenge, and Holzmeyer's going to use it.
If you're going to believe anybody, it's going to be Paige Crawford. She's
my last home match, my possible last set, I believe there was a touch. Yeah. Paige is like, I sure hope I got a touch there. What are you going to do? Not take me on the last trip to Notre Dame? You know?
Let's take another look at this. Ooh.
Yeah, did that left hand of Wayne. Any bit of contact here.
I'm trying to look at if the ball maybe moves or those fingertips bend.
Hard to tell from that angle.
And again, you have to have enough video evidence. They have to have enough to overturn this.
Yeah, but if you are Jeff Holzmeier, regardless of this challenge, you have a chance to close out with a 9th win in the league. That hasn't been done in over a decade at Wake. There's a nice end to this season for Wake Forest.
And that's something when we asked him about it, he's like, yeah, we're fully aware. We're fully aware of what milestones we can achieve. I wanted to come here and build a winning program. So all these milestones are very talked about. There's something that especially the seniors wanted to do. These were goals that they want to achieve. They have a chance of doing something that hasn't been done since 2010.
Paige Crawford was right. How about that? The senior adding to her kill totals. Yeah, she's like, yep, that's right. I was right. I knew it. That's her 6th kill. Climbing up the Wake record books, now in the top 5 in program history. Ryan Baker comes sliding in with Olivia Murphy on the court now. Murphy is blocked, but that's kept up by Farrell. That one hits the floor. Good response from Duke, snapping the 3-point run.
Olivia Wayne, now the first in double-digit kills for Duke. The freshman stepping up big right now.
There's something about playing Wake Forest, Wayne. 11 kills in Durham, 10
right?
kills today. She's been more of a 3 rotation piece throughout the year, but some big swings today. Oh, Crawford, that's how you do it.
8 kills for the senior, 12 digs as well. We know she is such a crucial piece to what this Wake Forest team does, not just offensively, but the leadership, the intangibles, the passing.
Has led Wake in kills all 4 years of her career.
Talk about consistency.
Would put a nice closing touch on it today in the home finale. Here's Zubcevic. Big hands from Hawkins. Really affected that next shot from Zubcevic. Collision course. That's Hawkins' point defensively.
It's a great save, great touch by Duke, but Wake Forest once again doing a nice
blast. He's played in just 1 match in the league against Boston College, but getting a chance to get some swings late. Duke will make a couple of subs, including Millie Muir, one of the redshirt junior team leaders and captains, comes in. Millie into set now. Murphy. That's going to hit the roof. Ricochet. Nice recovery. One of the novelties of Reynolds Coliseum. And a kill for Wake Forest.
That's what you want for Wake Forest, or if you're Wake Forest off a free ball. Getting that quick pass, the set out to Crawford for the kill. Make that 8 for the senior. Excuse me, 9.
Crawford on the verge of a double-double to end her homestand. This is going to be tough. Point Wake Forest. And they've taken control on this 5-point swing. Even the push-up party gets going. Sadie Peck getting her form in. Timeout Duke. Well, if you're Coach Holzmeyer, this is the WF's appropriately sized. It's not too big, it's not too small, kind of Goldilocks, like right in the middle. Now, if they ever redid the court, I think putting a big D kit in the middle would be kind of fun.
That would be really
like
cool.
Like the run and D. That'd be interesting.
That's a great logo.
Yeah, you see it there in the far corner. Just put that in the middle of the court, and then we're really cooking. Gazi Elo out of the timeout, tools the hands.
Elo now with 4 kills, hasn't had a lot of consistency. Obviously, she's trying to fight through a Wake Forest block as well and struggle with those sets, getting in the right position, but she can be effective on that slide.
Good return by Ingram. Farrell comes flying in. A dump to the floor, Ryan Baker. One of her final kills here in Reynolds Gym.
Just 9 kills coming into today. She adds on 2 in this match. Talk about a finale at home for the senior. Doing a nice job of having that like side eye, right? Looking at, hey, there's some opening over there. If I can just do this quick enough, and she's been so good at that.
And a double-double for Baker today to end her home career. Bellows now in at setter. There's Williams. No easy swings for Duke in set 3. No hands, out of bounds, point Wake.
Taylor Williams trying to do everything she can. Wake Forest not making it easy.
Oh, Ricochet, bouncing. Farrell's there, of course.
Don't worry.
Crawford, good dig by Gottschall. Williams, off hands, point Duke. Good feisty response from the Blue Devils.
Great job by Williams to respond too, right? Missed opportunity in the previous rally, but that time she sizes up that block, looks at the upper edge of that block. Let me roll off those high hands.
You see the numbers for Taylor Williams stepping up down the stretch. But it's been all Wake today. Whitekettle with now match point coming up for Wake.
Whitekettle from the middle. Duke was not ready for that. That was a wide open top of the tape for Whitekettle. Full advantage with a corner shot.
And Paige Crawford on her senior night subbing out for Elena Dragini coming in to serve. A senior day special, all Wake through 2 sets. And they're on the verge of closing this out. Into the tape. Duke has some work to do here in this 3rd set, and it's up to their super veteran, Millie Meir, from the service line. Whitekettle unloads Wake, a straight set win, and their 9th win in the ACC. That's record-breaking for the Deacs.
For the
it's been 15 years.
For the first time since 2010, Wake Forest